this point in the third. Welcome into week 11 of Friday Night Lights, the final week of the regular season. I'm Curtis Quillen.
And I'm Nikki Latarullo. In a relatively boring week 11 by Central Texas Standards, District 12 2A is the most interesting playoff scenario in the area.
Let's run through it. Thorndale's locked into the number 3 seed, and that's where the straightforwardness ends. Thrall is in as the 2 with a win, or could miss the playoffs with a loss. Rosebud Lot as the 4 with the win and a Thrall loss.
Holland is the district champion with a win or the 4 seed with a loss. So how crazy is that? And Hearn is either the 1 or the 2, depending on what Holland does tonight. So many moving parts, it makes for an incredibly fascinating week.
So let's go from the cork board to the football field. Let's take it to the gridiron. This is a game that Dave Campbell's Texas Football had as a 4-point spread in the computer projections, and the Hornets bringing all the energy to this one, treating it just like a playoff game early goings. First Thrall possession, quarterback Coulter Hill for the long ball on 3rd down. He's picked off. Dawson Haney going the Willie Mays basket catch, and on the ensuing drive, didn't take long for Haney to hear his number called again. Almost takes out Matt Lively on his way to the house. First score of the game. And yeah, Holland's up 6-0 after a missed PAT. Then things go silent. Second quarter, same score. Hornets on the home run ball comes up just a little bit short. They go into the half up just 6-0. First drive out of the half, a nightmare for Thrall. Hill has a low snap, bumbles his way into the end zone. Hornets take him down for the safety. It's 8-0 at that point. Holland gets momentum, pouring it on in the second half. Yeah, 41-12. Holland is your District 12 2A Division I champion.
And Matt Lively has been there since the opening kick for this one. Matt, what did you see from this game, and who do you have with you?
Guys, Holland avoids the headache. They get the win in week 11, 41-12. Guys, or one man with me, no team behind me tonight. You are our winners of our game of the week. I'm here with Dawson Haney, senior wide receiver, cornerback. Dude, you were all over the field. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. What was going on in this game for you to just take off like this?
You know, I've just been trying to do what I've done all year, you know. Just good blocking led to the touchdowns, and, you know, just good defense led to the picks and everything.
We knew the situation coming in tonight. If you guys win, you win district. If you lose, you go all the way to 4th in the playoff seeding. What was it at halftime where you're only up 6-0 that changed all of a sudden?
You know, our defense in the first half was good. We held them to 0, but we only had 6 on the board, so we just kept our same defense and turned our offense up. You know, we knew we had to do something.
What kind of sigh of relief is it when you guys go up 30 points and you're thinking, okay, we've got the district in the bag?
Yeah, it's a huge sigh of relief. We're just trying to stay focused, you know, play the game still, but we're definitely, like, you know, we feel it in the field.
To set the lineup up for next week where you're playing Leon, I mean, it's a good competitive team that you're going to be taking on, but for you guys to have that number 1 seeding, just how important is that?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, it gives us confidence going into the playoffs and the, you know, next season and everything. You know, we're going to be confident going in.
And being a senior, this is your last run with your guys. What's it been like to – I saw you just douse Coach Talbert in the water over there. You guys go nuts. What's it been like playing with these guys?
It's been fun. It's been a great year. You know, this is the most, like, team I've ever been on. We're all looking in one direction. You know, that's how we get things done. We just look in one direction, play as a team.
All right, 41-12. Holland gets a massive win. We're going to have plenty more from this game coming up on Friday Night Lights. Curtis,
all right,
Nikki.
Matt, we'll check back in with you down Highway 95 here in a bit. With that, let's go further east on Highway 79. We're just going all over the perimeter of the area tonight. Moody looking for a step in the right direction as the Bearcats head in to the off-season.
Well, there's no secret it's been a struggle lately in Moody as the Bearcats look to win their first district game since 2019. District game.
Yes.
Moody at Hearn tonight to close the season on the road. We're going to pick it up early in the first quarter. Eagles start flying high. Quarterback CK Kershaw looking. He goes right and he'll score. They get the touchdown on this long run. The extra point would be no good, so it's 6-0. Then, well, there's the touchdown. Then he's going to hand it off to Jabari Dunn over the left-hand side. Burst forward for the touchdown again, so he'll run it all the way in to the end zone. This guy is on fire. He'll make his way down the field. A long run, and by that time, it's 18-0. Hearn leading into the fourth quarter, 45-7. And they're going to go on to win this one, 45-7, the final, so not looking good for Moody in district play. And Crawford can finish off 10-0 in the regular season with a win tonight over rival Valley Mills. 4th and short, Crawford goes for it, breaks Chambers, and picks it up. A big hit by Luke Torber. And here we go. It's going to be a touchdown pass from Tolbert. Nope, that's a stop. Here we go. This is going to be the pass from Torbert to Wyatt, and they go up 7-0 in the first quarter. Then it's going to be Valley Mills ball. He's going to air this one out, but Crawford is going to pick it off. He was wide open on that one. So that would be Colt Mercury, and they would go on to win this one 45-7.
Okay, Division 2. It's the battle for second place in District 10 as Bremont heads to Chilton tonight. A scoreless first quarter, so let's go straight to the second. Pirate quarterback Braylon Fisher heads to the outside, turns, burns to the right. This game's not scoreless anymore. Bremont, really no answer for the Pirates mostly tonight because of that man. Here's another option play, and here's Fisher doing what he does best. That's called scoring.
That's called running.
They go on to win tonight. Chilton wins big 41-0. The Pirates are the 2 seed. All right, we are just getting started on Friday Night Lights. Don't go away.
Up next, we'll dive into Class 4A. Keep it here.
Entering tonight, Robinson knew that in order to get into the playoffs, two things had to happen. First, Gatesville had to lose the last place Jarrell, and the Rockets needed to upset Salado tonight.
It would be Robinson's first trip to the postseason since 2018. Now midway offensive coordinator Tommy Allison's second to last season with the Rockets. It would be a tall task, but could the Rockets meet the challenge tonight? We're going to pick it up. Salado going for it on 4th and 1. They'll pile through and get it. Not a problem at all. They have that confusing offense. Then again, they'll go for the first down, and they get it. I couldn't really follow the ball, but you saw it there. Then, here we go. The handoff, and he's going to take it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown, and that would put Salado up 7-0 early. Now, Robinson trying to answer back, but the quarterback fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Salado, so they have the ball in Rockets territory. Now, Hutton Hare will put this one up. I kind of missed it. Here we go. And
nice catch.
Gavin Kaesner makes the catch. They would score a touchdown after that, but it ended up getting called back. But not to worry at all for the Eagles. They go on to win this one. Pretty big, 65-7. They are going to the playoffs.
All right. Gatesville's in, but can they end the regular season with a win at Gerald tonight after a Gerald 3-and-out? Hey, we've seen that play before. Wesley Brown on the keeper to his left. Touchdown Hornets, 7-0 Gatesville on top. Ensuing Cougar drive passing on 3rd down. Javon Hall makes the interception, and Hornets knocking on the door. Next play on the option. Wesley Brown keeps it after faking me out and spins into the end zone. 14-0. The Hornets are swarming. Ensuing Gerald drive. Andrew Nebel to Dakari Barnes on the short route, turns and burns 16 more yards to the house. 14-7 Gatesville. Second quarter, it's the Wesley Brown play again. Hornets lead 21-7 at that point. It is still going 42-30. Gerald trying to make a comeback. La Vega wins tonight in other 4A scores, 60-6 against Waxahachie Life, and Lampasas 52-42.
All right, and China Spring going for 10-0, and they'll do it 48-7 over Connolly.
Okay, so still so much more to go on Friday Night Lights. We'll head back out to our game of the week next.
But first, as we go to break, listen to this week's battle of the band winner, the Valley Mills Eagle Band.
go back to Matt Lively at our game of the week. Holland and Thrall, big time win for the Hornets tonight, Matt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A big-time win is exactly how you describe this game. We talked about it a lot before this one got started. It was going to be a headache for Holland at the end of the day if they weren't able to pull out a win. They were going to have to rely on going into that 4th spot, and no one wants that. They come in, they take care of business, and it started slow, 6-0 going into half, but out of nowhere, you heard Dawson Haney say it there just a few minutes ago. Their defense came to life, and then the points followed. They put up a huge number, 41, win it 41-12 here at our game of the week. And Curtis, I know you've been doing the math. You're like a statistician. You're like that meme where Zach Galifianakis is watching all those numbers go in front of him. I know that's how you got these playoffs narrowed down to. Holland doesn't have to do all of that. They get a pretty easy first round game now, and that's massive for this team.
And now it's just a matter of Thrall refreshing the Rosebud lot score because of the injury in that game. It's still going. It's in the 4th quarter, and we'll check in on that score in a second. But, Matt, I'm sure if you turn around, because I'm seeing a lot of Thrall people behind you, I'm sure they're all refreshing
they're probably
the feed
waiting,
on that game, because if Bruce Villetti comes back to win, Thrall is in the playoffs. If Rosebud Lot holds on, the Cougars go. And if we look at the score, Matt, we'll check in with you here in a few minutes. Let's go to the scoreboard. It is 49-6 final. Rosebud Lot is heading to the playoffs in year 2 under Brandon Hicks. First time into the postseason for Rosebud Lot since 2018.
He said control what you can control, and they did, and it worked in their favor tonight.
And when you score 43 more points than the other team, sometimes that helps as well. Okay, so big time win for Rosebud Lot. Last time they made it to the playoffs, they were the 4th seed, but given where that program was at when Brandon Hicks took the job, Nikki, that's a big time win.
Turn that around, yep, for sure.
Okay, let's talk 4A for a second. Mahia and Canton facing off for 3rd place in the district tonight at Black Cat Field. We start in the 1st quarter, and Canton's Jason Brisbois hands the pigskin to Juan Robles, runs up the middle. That puts the Eagles close to the goal line. Next play, Brisbois keeps the ball to his left. Touchdown. Canton goes up 7-zip after the PAT. Mahia responds, though. Nate Burns to his right for TJ Bryant, who catches and runs past the defenders 50 yards to the house. Touchdown. Black Cats, however, the PAT, no good. So it's 7-6 Canton after 1. Let's go to the final. 55-26.
Wow.
Mahia is your number 4 seed. Okay, so much more to break down. How much time do we have left in this block? Maybe we can run through a few parts of it. 3 minutes.
All right.
Well, you know, this is a fascinating, so Mahia, and then we have, what, 5 4A Division II teams in? So Mahia's in as the number 4 in Region 2. That's District 7. We'll get some of these matchups for you here in just a little bit. Vin, District 9 4A Division II, Gatesville and Gerald are in the 4th quarter. Gatesville holds on. Actually, Gatesville's in no matter what because of the Robinson loss. So it's Gatesville is your 4, Connolly is your 3, Salado is your 2, China Spring 10-0.
China Spring is going to roll right into that, but then of course they're going to hit Carthage.
They're going to hit Carthage in the 3rd round.
Salado's going to hit Carthage.
So we were talking in the newsroom about China Spring. This is the best China Spring team since I've been here.
Since you've been here, since I've been here, I've only been here 3 seasons. And they were good both of those years.
Right.
But I was at the game when they lost last year to Carthage, and it was just like night and day. So I think if they're going to beat Carthage, it'll be this year.
Yeah. And now this is a Carthage team that, you know, committed 7 turnovers and
still
won a game against Rusk. Let's go back to Matt and Thrall. Matt, that Rosebud Lot game just goes final. What's the vibe like there in Thrall with Holland already on the bus heading north?
Yeah, as soon as the game ended, it felt like Thrall kind of knew what was coming for them and the fate of their future. There were obviously some emotional seniors on that side playing in their likely last high school athletic event. If they're not playing anything outside of football, a lot of these kids will, but for some of them, this is the end of the road for them, and that's obviously tough. So it was a somber mood here after the game, but for the Holland sideline, totally different. Not a Gatorade bath, but wrapping off the Gatorade bottles and pouring water all over head coach Brad Talbert. Really fun time. Holland is pumped up. Now they get on the bus, go home, and these dudes are business. They know they have a game next week to prep for.
All right, and they'll be a heavy favorite in that one.
When I went to their 2 days, he said, I don't know what our strength is yet. We're really young. And it looks like They're doing everything right.
Their
so.
strength is they're good at football.
Yes.
That's a good strength to have. All right, Matt, we'll check in with you here in just a little bit. All right, we are winding down the NBC portion of our show, but guys, we're
nowhere near
so
done.
far from being done on this edition of Friday Night Lights.
Join us next on the live stream on our 6 new social platforms, on Facebook, everywhere you want to look, we will be there. So stick with us.
More playoff talk to come there. into the live stream portion of our show tonight. I'm your traffic cop, Curtis Quinlan, alongside the legendary Nikki Lattarulo. We will hear from Matt Lively in just a second. It's the regular season finale, and the only real interesting district from top to bottom was District 12 2A Division 1 this week.
Yes, and it was kind of confusing. Almost every other district in our area already was decided entering tonight, but we have playoff implications spanning across multiple games here.
Okay, we start, of course, with our game of the week. Holland knows it's in, but it's either as the district champ or the number 4 seed.
Yes, like how confusing is that? Thrall and Rosebud Lot need to wait and see where their cards fall at the end of the night to know whether they're in or out of the playoffs.
So let's take it to the gridiron for a game that Dave Campbell's Texas Football's computer projections have as a 4-point spread. The Hornets bringing all the energy to this one, treating it just like a playoff game, and it showed in the early goings. First Thrall possession, quarterback Coulter Hill going through the air on 3rd down, and he's picked off. Dawson Haney says, "My ball." Doing the Willie Mays basket catch and returns this one to midfield. Didn't take long. Ensuing drive. Haney, here's his number called again, and that flexbone offense almost takes out Matt Lively. Tiptoes it and gets into the end zone for the first score of the game. He goes all the way. Yeah, missed PAT though, so it's 6-0. Then things go silent.
Dead silent.
Second quarter, same score. Home run ball comes up short, 6-0 at the half. First drive out of the half, nightmare for Thrall. Hill has a low snap, bumbles his way into the end zone. Safety. 8-0 Holland. At that point, they never looked back. Pouring it on in the second half. 41-12 is your final. The Hornets are district champs, 3rd time in 4 years. Matt Lively, he's still there.
He's still there. He didn't get a great front row seat to a good game, but he's seeing Holland as district champs, which we've seen before. So,
Right.
Matt, what did you think of them?
Nikki, before I get to Holland, I just have to say, it's suspect that the 2 times you swap out game of the week, the temperature has dropped below 50 degrees. I've got 3 layers on, like these little heat pads in my pocket. And there's a train going by as well. So I feel like you knew something that I didn't know. But yes, I did get to see the ultimate district win from Holland. It started out slow, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was a little concerned going into halftime, just 6-0. And then out of nowhere, I get a safety on camera. I say to myself, I got to go edit some of these highlights. And as I sit down to edit, this Hornets team attacks. They leave the hive and they go crazy. They put up 41 points. And then Thrall comes back with a couple of garbage time touchdowns, put 12 up themselves. But a 41-12 win. And this has to be such a momentum builder for Holland. You think about what was at stake with this game. Win a district championship or get into the playoffs the cheap way with a loss, be the 4th seed. Sure, it's good that you get that far, but they would not have felt good about that game. This is massive for a team going into the playoffs. And as we know in sports, nothing is more dangerous than momentum. The fact that they have this rolling for them, whew, I would not want to see the Holland Hornets on my schedule next week. No, sir.
Matt, my biggest question is, I've been watching this kid since he was a freshman at Bruceville Eddy. How good was J.C. Cheney tonight?
Oh,
for
he's
Holland?
always good. He's always
phenomenal.
good.
He was great, and I think that adds to the scoreboard that you saw.
Yeah, he's always good. And when I went there during 2 days, Coach Albert said, don't know what our strength is yet. We're working on it, but we got J.C. Cheney, so we're gonna be fine.
We're gonna give the ball to that fullback who can run and just let him bulldoze kids. And apparently, as Matt saw tonight, they have several of them.
Yeah, it's not just him, but it's just a good team. We saw, remember 2 years ago you were on the
I called my shot with Holland.
He loved Holland, and they've been good this whole time I've been here.
They've been good. Even since I've been here.
Curtis is the biggest Holland fan I've met
right?
yet.
I agree.
Look, I know good football, and Brad Talbert has a good football team there. Matt, we will check back in with you here a few more times before the night is over.
Sounds good.
The Harker Heights Knights have been rolling this season as we jump to Class 6A, 8-1 this year, with the lone loss entering this week, coming at District Champ Temple in our game of the week.
Yes, and the Knights could wrap up a 9-1 regular season with a win over Bryan last night and be feeling really good about themselves entering the playoffs. The Knights and the Vikings facing off last night at Leo Buckley Stadium. It was a chilly one. Second quarter, Heights up 7-0. Tate Allen, the handoff to Dwayne Pullhill. He is in there for the score. Bryan ties it up 7-7. Then Allen puts it in the air. Hunter Vivaldi makes the catch and takes care of the rest. Brian takes the lead 14-7. Right before the half, take a look at this one. This one's crazy. Dylan Plake puts it up in the air. Watch Marcus Maple. Just watch. What? I thought he was, like, how did he make that catch? I don't know, but it sets them up in the red zone, and they will do this right before the half. They will run it, pass it into the end zone for the touchdown, and the game is tied at 14 in the half. Now, Brian is up. Plake finds a wide open Amir Washington in the end zone, and that seals the deal. Heights go up 28-24 and on to win this one by the same score, and they are all pumped up for DeSoto on Thursday.
Well, you know, this is our third trip to the playoffs, and, you know, we do play a really tough opponent out of the gate when you're facing District 11. But, you know, we feel like we can compete. And, you know, we're 9-1 for a reason. It's not a fluke. And so we just want to go over there and focus on us, regardless of our opponent, and play the best that we can.
All right, that game is on Thursday night at 7 p.m. at Waco ISD Stadium.
Okay, Nikki, let's go through some of the District 13 3A Division II playoff race tonight. 3 teams are in: Franklin, Rogers, Lexington.
But nobody is eliminated entering tonight. Clifton and Florence need a win and a win by Buffalo to have a shot in the tiebreakers. Let's start in Clifton, where the Cubs are hosting Lexington tonight. It's 7-0 first quarter, Lexington up. Clifton's J.P. Gardner catches a long pass thrown by Robert Goodman. Touchdown run by Clifton's Will Summons. That will score. Then, here we go. This is Will Summons, and he will be hit by J.P. Gardner. And then we got Lexington's quarterback, Shelton Springer, to Kaysen Bayer. It's a fumble. Nope, I think we're going to get a fumble here. That's going to be picked up by Caden Huckabee, and that is recovered. Now we're going to get a rollout by Robert Goodman. And then a pass to Riley Finney or that tackle. Nope, he's not going to get tackled. He's going to run it in to the end zone for the score. And that was just too good of a highlight not to show. There was 7-7 at the end of the second quarter, and Lexington defeats Clifton 28-7.
All right, so the Cubs are out of the playoff race. Rogers closing the regular season with a 40-20 win at Florence tonight. That knocks Florence out, which means, ladies and gentlemen, first quarter as we go to Buffalo, Texas, USA, Riesel and Buffalo. You win and you're in. First quarter of the game, Indians hand it off to Cade Amber, and he has room to run. Road team gets on the board first. Yeah, he's
Buffalo,
still running.
Yeah, they're going to have some work to do, though.
Yeah, he's still running.
How would they respond?
Yeah, Ethan Williams here saw what Amber did for Riesel, tries to replicate it himself, cuts back across the field. That is a huge game. Huge gain. And now the Bison are inside the 20. Beautiful run there.
They're hyped up.
A few
the Bison is hyped
plays later, Aiden Savage to Craig Shannon. That's a touchdown.
That's a Savage move.
He walks into the end zone. Nicely done. Well done on the punt. Buffalo mixes the extra point, makes it a 7-6 ball game. Dakota Davis here keeps it himself. We've seen that play before. That boy's as big as me.
He's a big boy.
Inside the 10, into the end zone. I think he's still running too. Riesel wins 49-19.
Nobody can stop him.
And the Indians are headed to the playoffs.
All right, District 1 Division champs, Lorena hosting Rockdale tonight in the regular season finale. Second quarter, Lorena up 28-0. This is on fourth down. It's a great catch, but Lorena's going to push him back, and he will not get the fourth down. So they get it on downs. First play, Ryan Abel airs this one out. Jaden Porter comes down with it.
Wow.
And the Tigers, well, the Leopards have it in Tiger territory. A few plays later, the handoff to Reed Meichna, and he'll take it from there. He does the rest like he always does, and they're in there for the score. It was 35-0 at the break, and they would blank Rockdale 56-0 the final. So they are the district champs again.
Wow, what a win. Okay.
What a win.
Groesbeck hosting Kemp as the Goats fine-tune things entering the playoffs next week. Groesbeck up in the third. It's 14-6. Alan Lewis finds Anthony Lewis. I wonder if they're related. Do you think, Nikki?
I don't think so.
20 yards, that's a first down. A few plays later, Alan Lewis here finds McQuay Smith on the handoff. Fakes left, works right. Touchdown, Goats. 20-6, Groesbeck up at that point. Kemp trying to return the favor before the quarter ends. Deacon Thompson going airmail to Clayton Brown, who runs it in for the Yellow Jacket score. Groesbeck still leads. They would win this one 26-20, much closer than the computers said
That's
it would
why
be.
they're called the Goats.
Well done.
I'm just
She
saying,
brought
I'm
her dad joke book
I'm full
tonight.
of dad jokes today.
All right, time for our favorite part of the show. It's our Gridiron Player of the Week, where we highlight one of the very best in Central Texas. Matt Lively, still in thrall, still live for us to share this
Still
awesome
cold.
story. And guys, this isn't your normal player of the week. A Midway player got his shot.
Curtis, Nikki, some players wait all 4 years for that one big moment. Last week, the Midway Panthers gave it to their team captain in the fourth quarter in a moment that he will never forget. In the span of 57 yards, Titus Holman went from Midway senior to internet sensation, Built Ford Tough Player of the Week, and MVP for the Panthers.
It was fun, and I went so fast.
Oh, I've never been a part of something like this, an incredible moment.
It was a run that he nor his teammates will ever forget. Titus is on the autism spectrum. Despite being a team captain and rarely missing a day of practice, this was his first game time action.
That was a sight. That was exciting, and I was shocked that time.
Crossing into the end zone and running to the stands, his teammates went wild.
It was awesome. He's earned it. Everybody loves him. We all were excited to see it, and I'm grateful Cedar Hill allowed him to get that moment, and it was great to see.
The highlight has been shared all over the web with over 15,000 views. It's a moment students wanted, and Titus will hold close to him forever.
The student section here at Midway is unbelievable, and they started chanting Titus, and so I knew then it was time to get him in the game. You know, got him the ball, and he took off, and it erupted.
He was super happy in the locker room after. There's a picture of him grinning his ears off and everything. He's just super happy about it, everybody can tell.
The motto at Midway is "We will win." Most assume that refers to a record or banners. But in a season where the Panthers have just a 1 in the W column, Titus proved that some victories are bigger than a score.
No matter, how bad a day you're having or how rough a situation you're going through or what our record is as a team, when you see Titus and he's here and he's smiling every day and he's happy to be here, I promise you Titus don't care about the scoreboard and he don't care about the record. He's just excited to be a part of this program and excited to be a part of the football program.
It was the run of the season in Central Texas this year. It really took me less than 5 minutes at that practice to understand why all the teammates at Midway High School loved Titus Holman. This dude clung on to me while I was filming him, tossing the ball around with teammates, making sure that I was getting the film of him. He was a pleasure to be with, and I'm just so happy that someone like Titus Holman could have that moment for himself.
It's not often we have a player of the week story that can move people to tears. Excellent job, my friend. Really well done by Titus as well. All right, area scores as we start getting more playoff information trickling into our newsroom tonight. Midway ended its season last night. A 63-56 loss at Mansfield Lake Ridge. Tonight, Waco High, woof.
Wow.
76-0 Duncanville.
And KILLEEN losing to Belton that's in the fourth quarter, 45-17. And Temple all over Copper's Cove, 77-12.
Shoemaker falls in its season finale 23-15 to rival Ellison. Heights wins the city championship once again. Arlington Seguin all over University tonight 35-17.
EUSTACE loses to TEAGUE 29-19, and Maypearl gets blanked by West 65-0.
You know what that means for the Trojans? 10-0.
10-0, that's wild. We knew they were going to be good.
Whitney 35-7 over Life Oak Cliff, and McGregor 53-14 over Caldwell.
Academy gets the win over Troy 30-17, and Cisco beating San Saba 46-7.
GOLDTHWAITE all over DeLeon 61-12. DeLeon goes from state quarterfinals a few years ago to 0-10 this year.
Oh my, that's bad.
42-35. Bosqueville edges Hamilton. That puts the Bulldogs in the 3 spot.
Marlin 76-0 over Axtell, and Mart, who's surprised nobody, 49-0 over Wortham.
Those are correct answers. 35-12. Bishop Riker gets its second win of the year over Tyler Bishop Gorman, not to be confused with Las Vegas Bishop Gorman. 56-0. Abbott over Penelope as expected tonight.
And Vanguard gets a big win over McKinney Cornerstone 76-30, and Eagle Christian gets blanked by Longview Christian Heritage 63-0.
Holy Trinity 68-0 in its regular season finale, so the Celtics will move on to the playoffs once again under James Shelton. So, you want to go through playoff matchups that we know before we go to big picture?
Yes.
We have about 10 minutes left in the show, so I'm going to run through guys, we've been texting coaches all night.
We're trying to get all the info for you guys.
So the ones that we know right now, 7 p.m. Friday at Robinson, Bosqueville versus Marlin. Marlin is the higher seed in that one.
That's crazy. Who would have thought?
Right.
Good
Crawford versus Dawson, 7 p.m. Thursday at Midway. China Spring versus Madisonville in 4A Division II. That's 7 p.m. Friday at Bryan High School. That's Merrill Green Stadium.
Yes.
And then 6A Division II by district, Waxahachie at Temple, 7:30 p.m. Friday.
We have Cameron Yo.
Cameron Yo is...
You have to check. It was at 7 p.m. on Thursday.
At Brenham.
Yes.
Cameron Yo versus Hallettsville,
Yes,
7 p.m.
Hallettsville.
Thursday at Brenham. I'm going to retweet that real quick.
So it's a pretty good first, well, not first season for Rick Rhodes, but first season back for Rick Rhodes, getting them back in the playoffs. So we didn't know if they'd be able to make it into the playoffs
And
after
it
the
looked
beginning
bleak
of the
there
season.
in some of that
it did.
non-district action. Let's bring in Matt Lively real quick and talk big picture tonight. Guys, we know a lot of the playoff teams. We know all the playoff teams now.
Yeah.
Who are your dark horses? Let's start off
Okay.
swinging.
This isn't a dark horse. West, 10-0. It's not a dark horse, but I think they're going to go far.
The region runs through West.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an Academy.
Academy.
They're going to the playoffs. I saw Lorena tonight. They looked phenomenal. Okay, sorry, I'm going to go on a rant, but they looked really good. China Spring. I think all our teams are going to make it pretty far this year.
Matthew, do you want a more committal answer than that?
I like my dark horse. I mean, I've been on West all year, but we have kind of said, are they really a dark horse? 10-0. No. They had a lot of expectations. So I'm going to go with my dark horse as Gatesville. Seeing them last week, seeing all the heart that they fought with. I think that you guys said that they got the win tonight, if I heard correctly. I understand that the district they play in, I understand that those are really good teams, China Spring caliber squads, but I trust Luke Howard. I trust him to motivate his guys. And what I've learned about Gatesville is that they can stay in a game, and come playoff football time, you guys know crazier things have happened. So I'll go ahead with Gatesville as the potential dark horse for me.
That's a very good point.
Who's yours?
My dark horse, like you already talked about them briefly, I'm going with Academy. Because here's the thing, Academy's going to fly under the radar simply because of Lorena. Because of how dominant the Leopards are. District 12, 3A Division I is dominant. That is where, the reigning state finalist in Hallettsville lives. That is the district that's paired with this area. But, Academy's the number 2 seed, so they'll be a favorite next week. Rockdale is the number 4. Yeah, plenty of playoff action to discuss.
Yeah, we have a lot of playoff action.
The other one that I want to talk about, what do we think of Temple? 6A Division II Region 2 is stacked. I'm going to say that up front.
I'm nervous for all our 6A teams.
Because they're paired, and they're all in a region. Yeah. So you look at Division 1. Your Division 1 teams this year are Harker Heights and Belton. Harker Heights gets DeSoto, and Belton goes to Duncanville. We don't know we don't have the information yet on the DeSoto, or not the DeSoto, Belton Duncanville. We think it's 7 p.m. Friday, but we have not heard it'll be at Duncanville.
Oh, because they host. Okay.
And
But then DeSoto and Harker Heights are in neutral. Waco SD.
And so, how much of a shot, given that the reigning 6A Division II state runner-up in Cedar Hill lives in Region 2, how much of a shot are we getting Temple? Keep in mind, they're in the same spot they were in last year. So is Rockwall Heath.
They won that first one last year, and then they lost
to Rockwall Heath. And Rockwall Heath scores in the 80s.
That might be. Our 2 teams in 6A, Heights and Temple, are the ones that are like, okay, I think they can actually make a run here. But then you got to get past DeSoto, which, I mean, they could, but they have to play well. They haven't played well all season.
And this is the best team in Harker Heights High School history.
And then Temple, I think they win the first round. And then, who do they play in the first round?
Waxahachie.
Yeah, I think they win the first round, and then of course they're going to run into a tough matchup in the second. So it's like, can they?
So Matt, you have seen Harker Heights in the flesh this year. It might have been just for practice, but I mean, we can go and say it. 9-1. This is the best team in Harker Heights High School history. What is it that makes this night team special that you think gives it a shot against a powerhouse like DeSoto next week?
They have straight skill players. They are so loaded on offense. Rayshawn, he was our player of the week. He's a junior and has set most of the school records at Harker Heights. The fact that he is one of the 3 or 4 best players on that team shows you how deep they are. So I think Harker Heights has a really realistic shot of getting through that first game and then making maybe a deep run. Of course, you guys are talking about Temple. I think of Samari Howard. I think of their offense as well. They have outscored a lot of opponents this year. So you're right. That is a deep, deep class. Those are where the best teams lie within Texas high school football. But I give our guys a shot. We've watched them now for 11 weeks, and even before that, going into two-a-days. And sure, I'm not up there with the Dallas teams and the Austin teams, but I want to believe that we've got some sort of shot with some of the ball clubs that we've been covering this year.
Okay, Matt, we have playoff information trickling in again. Groesbeck and Whitney, two teams you're rather fond of this year. 7:30 Friday at Waco ISD Stadium. Keys to that matchup.
Well, when I saw Groesbeck, they had a ton of COVID issues. So I haven't seen the full Groesbeck team, but they played Academy really tough. Academy won that game. Lake Whitney, they'll score a lot of points, they'll give up a lot of points. And Groesbeck has two incredible skill players, quarterback and wide receiver, one of the best duos in the state of Texas. So Whitney has to bring their A game on defense. Garrett Peacock is an excellent quarterback. They can definitely keep up offensively, but defensively, that's where I would worry a little bit about Whitney with that Groesbeck team.
More playoff information trickling in. Belton at Duncanville, 7:30 p.m. Friday. West and Fairfield are playing Corsicana. 7 p.m. Thursday at Corsicana.
I give it to West. I give it to Groesbeck.
West is going to be a heavy favorite. I think Groesbeck will get the slight edge.
Yeah, I think so
too. They look really good tonight. Matt, I want to know, in that 2A district, you've gone to practice with Rosebud Lot. Have you seen them in person in a game?
No. Zane was our player of the week in week 1, actually.
Okay, so it's been a while. But you've seen Rosebud Lot in practice.
Yeah.
You've seen Holland in the flesh. You've seen most of this district. Who in that region of 2A, because our teams are split into two different halves of the bracket, which one of our District 12 teams do you give the best shot at a deep run, and why is it Holland?
That was just a backhanded question. Why is it Holland?
Yeah, I mean, it is. My answer was going to be Holland. Look, they finished first in district. They brought home the trophy tonight. And they just wear teams out. They run the slot T. What are you supposed to do when you get into the fourth quarter and they've run it down your throats all game long? It is exhausting to have to play Holland. And they showed me tonight that even if they go into the half with 6 points, they can still win 41-12. I mean, there was just a stark difference in talent on the field tonight. And so Holland, for that reason, certainly has the talent. They have the coaching and they have the grit, which I think is most important to make a deep playoff run.
Yes.
Okay. So to pull the curtain back a little bit, the ones that we're looking at for Game of the Week next week, as of this very second, are Bosqueville, Marlin, and Groesbeck and Whitney, just to give you guys that perspective. Guys, biggest contender for a state championship this year, not named Mark. I am going with China Spring.
I was going with China Spring too, but they have to get past Carthage.
That is true.
That's going to be tough. Matt?
That's all the way around.
Okay.
And guys, keep in mind, Gatesville can shake things up with a win over Carthage next week. That would really throw a wrench into everything.
Well, then China Spring wins
in 4A Division 2. Yeah, that's probably the case. All right, guys, Matt, we'll let you get on the road. Appreciate all of your efforts. See if you can thaw out in the car. Did the heaters work that well?
Thaw out.
Oh, jeez.
I got to get out of here. I can see my breath.
All right, there he goes, Matt Lively. Thank you, guys.
He's not used to it.
That is it for the regular season. Thank you for spending part of your week with us. For Matt Lively, Nikki Lattarulo, Rob Kelso, Michael Graham, Samantha Cruz, and everyone working the late shift here at 6 News. Appreciate you joining us for Week 11 of Friday Night Lights. Playoff action next week. I'm pumped up. She's excited.
I'm not that excited.
Matt's excited. Everyone's excited. We'll see you next week under the lights.